Jody Dargis here. I am testing on a MacBook, iOS 10.11.4. When I'm testing websites, I make sure, first off, that I have the URL correct, that any sort of ad blockers are turned off so it doesn't mess with the functionality of the site. And I also, at the beginning, like to get a general overview of the homepage so that I understand what it's trying to offer to the user and what aspects might lead to issues. So for starters, I would like to toggle over each one of these tabs and make sure that it drops down correctly. They all seem to be working. And also on web pages that have these banners that scroll across, I like to view each page and make sure that I can get directed to that banner. And I also like to make sure that I get redirected when selecting that image. So I will just go back and forth between those banners and just make sure that I'm getting sent to the correct location. Everything here seems to be checking out. It's important to verify this, to me at least, because it's a main banner on the page and clearly they are trying to get the user to see what they have available. So, about AMC. I'm going to go down to chapters because as a user I would probably be trying to find chapters near me. And here we got an interactive map where you can select the state and be led to each chapter. Now, I would not be testing these external web pages, even though it says part of AMC. It's outside of the main user URL that I have been given. But I do want to verify that it does take the user to the web page and that the user doesn't receive an error message. All of those are checking out. So I'm going to move on from About AMC and I'm going to go to Great Outdoors here. And I'm going to search for activities because as a user going here, I would probably be searching for things that I can do in my area. So just type in a keyword and see if the search processes it. And for right now, I'm just going to leave all of this as all just to see what kind of search results I get back. Okay. Now I'm going to start changing some of this. Camping is what I'm going to select for activity. And then I'm just going to verify and see if they have a verification for state because their chapters are only in the New England area. And it does seem to verify that. If I go to main, I'm going to see if camping options show up. Okay. So all these drop downs in the search category seem to be working. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to keep investigating this specific tab. But as a tester, that would be something that I would continue to search through and just make sure that it's filtering all the options that you're putting. So lodging, another main tab option, obviously because users of this website probably would be coming to look for available lodging and campsites. Here we have our destination drop downs, so you can filter through the options. I'm just going to pick one of the random options here. And that seems to be working since the date is the 13th and they're giving me 2 weeks out from the 13th. We'll just change our search option here and verify that it gives us results. And as a tester, I would also test each one of these destinations and also change my search date. But again, for the sake of time, I'm going to skip that part. And then I'm going to go over to volunteer because that's another main tab. And obviously, as someone that would love the great outdoors and be visiting the AMC website, I might be looking for opportunities to volunteer. Okay, so we have a whole search bar here, and again, we're going to want to investigate all aspects of this search bar. But for the sake of time right now, I'm just going to do a general search and just see if it filters through all of their volunteer options. Okay, we had a result show, and it does seem to be working, although, let's see. Yep, there's camping right there. So it did filter through looking for that specific word. And I'll try bicycling next. And again, bicycling is in the activity list. So on the surface level, this appears to be functioning properly. And as a tester, I would go through and make sure that all these functions filtered through for the results. And all the drop-downs currently seem to be working perfectly fine. All options are available for states. And then they have their AMC destinations listed here. And the user is able to view the full drop-down tab there. Now going back to the main web page, I'm going to investigate these other different tabs and links that they put down here and make sure that they also take the user to the correct area. That one seems to be functioning correctly. Let me go to the Get Outdoors section and find an activity. And then finding lodging. This should redirect us to this tab here for finding a place to stay. And it seems to also have done that. And they gave us our rates here. I'm going to go back to the home page. I'm going to see if I can be led to these articles and redirected correctly. Great. I'm going to verify that this video will load and play. That seems to be working correctly. It's also important to verify that this home icon will redirect you from the different areas that you're going to on the web page. And just the last few tabs I want to verify down here are these. So what's new? They seem to have some postings that they've listed on what's coming up or what is new currently. And again, since these are taking me outside of the web page, these lists here, I'm not going to test what is on here since the URL given was outdoors.org, not news.outdoors.org. Okay, that one also is giving me the correct location for weather conditions. Logs. Also leading me to the correct location. And video. We already viewed this one through one of the articles, but we want to make sure that it takes us, okay, it's going to take us to YouTube there. So in general, this is just more of an overview of the main areas that I would start testing with, but as a functional tester, I would want to make sure that each one of these selections redirected me correctly and go through every last link that was available and go into those search engine areas under lodging and finding activities and making sure that those are also functioning properly to do a really in-depth investigation. But just when I'm generally coming onto a web page, I will go to just some of the main areas, specifically whatever's on the first page, and make sure that those are working properly and redirecting and the user isn't getting any error messages. Thank you for your time.